Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Vasilis Georgitsikis, as you can't see here. I'm from Greece, which I think is visible given all the guys here. And I'm here to talk about the Growl project and what we do. So first of all, what's Growl? What's the basic product that we do? Growl is a notification framework for macOS 10. And it started at 2004 because the guys who started it were waiting for a very important email while they were working on a photo editing application. And every time they got the sound notification that an email arrived, they had to go and switch to the mail application and see if the email that arrived was the one they were expecting, and then back to the photo editing application. So they were losing a lot of time going back and forth between applications. And they thought, hey, what we should do is make it really easy to send a notification to the user, the simple pop-up notification that tells you, it has a title and a description. And we should do it really easy for developers to add this to their own applications. So that's why it's easily integrated in your program. I'm going to show how, and it's really 3 lines of code. We have a lot of configuration available because we realize that each user is a different test case, and people want to be able to change the color, the sound, the duration of their notification, and things like that. And of course, we're open source. We're BSD licensed. I think it's 4 clause or 3 clause, I'm not sure. We also have a couple of extras, 4 extras. And Growl extras are basically standalone applications that send Growl notifications when something happens. For example, Hardware Growler checks for hardware changes, such as a volume mount or USB device plugged in, Bluetooth devices, when your battery charge status changes, when you plug your cord, and things like that. And when this happens, it sends you a notification telling you, hey, your USB device has been unplugged, plug it back in, and things like that. Or your battery has charged, you can take the cord now. Growl Tunes checks for iTunes status messages, for example, when you play and pause a song, when you go to the next song, and things like that. And when the song changes, it sends you a notification telling you the title of the song, the band, and basically the album artwork. And it also sits on the menu bar, and you can rate the current playing song, skip to the next one, go back, control the volume, and things like that. Capster is an application I originally developed myself, and it's now Growl Extra. And it basically does one thing, but it does it right. It checks for caps lock presses, and when you press caps lock accidentally, it sends you a notification, so you don't have to, if you're a typist like me and you don't look at the screen, you suddenly go back and you realize that you've written 5 lines of code, all caps. So that was to solve a personal problem I had. And last but not least, Growl Notify is command line application that you can use to send Growl notification. And this is really important because that way you can embed Growl notifications in your scripts, in Bash scripts, Python scripts, PHP scripts, whatever. And you can do really cool things with that. So how does it work? Well, basically, the 5 applications we have on the left, they need to register themselves to Growl, saying exactly what kind of notifications they are able to send. If they have a callback function, because when the user clicks on the notification, you can have a callback function that gets called when this happens. And then they start sending notifications to Growl, which basically puts them on screen. Next, we have a lot of configurable options, like screen position, roll-up window, you can see the list. And one of the important stuff is that, first of all, it's really, really, really easy to configure them. And it's also, you're also able to configure them per app and per notification. So, for example, you can change the view of the iTunes notification to show a bigger album artwork, or play a sound when an email arrives, or send the notification to the network, as I'll show later. For example, this is how you select your display style for all notifications. The opacity of the display style and the duration, I think it's pretty straightforward. On the left, you can see the list of the default notification styles. And we have special styles like SMS, which basically sends you an SMS, sends you the notification through SMS. Email style, we have a speech style, which talks, does a text-to-speech translation. Next, we have per-app configuration, and you can see that you can configure the notification of a specific application to have a different display style, to have a different starting position, and you can also log notifications for later use. Next, we have per notification configuration, which you can see, for example, you can set the priority, and if it's above high, it stays on the screen. You can have sticky notifications, sound notifications, a lot of stuff. And you can we also have a roll-up window, which is basically when you're away from your computer, it gets the notifications and keeps them on view. So when you come back, you can see what happened. So for example, I really did got my very important email from myself. And someone unplugged my cord. Bastard. Next, we are using the Growl notification transport protocol, which is very awesome. And it basically allows us to send notifications through the network. This way, we can support Growl notifications on Mac, Windows, Linux, anything. Basically, we're trying to implement this on Arduino right now. It's pretty standard. You have 3 types of requests. Registration request, because as I said, every application that's going to send a notification needs to register itself. Then you send a notify request, which is basically the notification with the title and the description. And you also have subscription, so that you don't have to set every computer to send notifications to a specific server. For example, you can subscribe to notification changes and get them back pushed to you. It uses discovery. It uses Bonjour for discovery, which is pretty straightforward. It supports forwarding. It also supports callbacks using sockets. But we also support URL callbacks, which is basically if you send a URL as a callback, this will be opened in the default browser instead of using a callback function. And it also has security for 2 reasons. First of all, authentication, so that you know who sent you this notification. And it also supports encryption, so that no one gets your data. Now, as I said, you can forward your notification to your local network, which is basically allows you to do a lot of cool stuff. For example, if you can set your Linux box to send notifications when your hardware fails, or when your update is finished, or anything like that. It's platform agnostic, so you can implement it anywhere you want, even your toaster, as everybody knows. Here's an example. Let's say we have a computer center with lots of users, and we are an administrator. Typical administrator there, yeah. And we need to issue an important update, and for that, we need to reboot the computers, and we need to log everybody out. So before we do that, we send a notification to the whole network saying, hey, you're going to be logged out in 10 minutes, so pack up your stuff and go. And then we can issue the update like usual, instead of having frustrated users yelling on us. Another example. This is why subscription is cool. Let's say you go to your campus network and you send a file for printing, and you want to know when it's done. Instead of configuring the printer server to send notifications to everyone, one per user, you just send the subscription request, and when it's done, you get notified. And hey, your important paper is printed. Next, we have a lot of bindings for GNTP. First of all, we have the applications that support it. It's the Growl app for Mac. There's Growl for Windows, which is basically a port of Growl for Windows. There's Snarl, which is also a port of Growl for Windows. Growl Notify, of course, which allows you to, as I said, use and send Growl notifications from the command line. And there's also even a Firefox add-on, which enables you to send GNTP notifications from JavaScript, and it even allows web apps to send notifications to you. So if you have this add-on installed, then any web application, any website can send a Growl notification, if it's open, of course. And there are also a lot of bindings for a lot of languages. I think there's even a Visual Basic binding for some reason, but it's really easy to do. It's HTTP style protocol. OK, I'm going to show you how easy it is to add notifications to your application. First of all, you need to add growl.framework on your project. In Xcode, this is really, really easy. You just drag and drop it. You need to make a registration dictionary, which is a plain XML file. Actually, it's a list file, which is an XML file. And you just need to say what kind of notifications you're going to send. It's basically a 5-line file. Then on your project, you need to designate the class that's going to send the notifications by adding a simple interface, this line, Growl application bridge delegate. And then you can start sending notification using this call, which basically sends a notification with the title, the description, the notification name. If you want to have a specific icon for your notification, you provide an icon data. You can provide priority. You can tell it if it's sticky. And if you want to have a callback function. So again, when this is called, the application sends the notification to Growl, and Growl displays it for you. Next, this is a pretty controversial subject, but we also find a revenue model for Growl because it was getting really, really hard for us to keep developing it because of various costs. So what we did is, first of all, we embedded the displaying part of Growl on the framework. So any application can send a notification without having Growl app installed. When you install Skype, Skype has the notification setting code built in. So you don't need to buy Growl. You don't need to install Growl at all. And this is called Mist. But if you want to be able to configure it more and do all the nifty stuff like sending an email, making it a sticky notification, or forwarding it to the network, you have to build or buy the Growl app itself. And this is a list of a comparison of Mist, which is, as I said, the application itself without Growl installed. And this is the things you can do if you install Growl. I think it's pretty obvious. And that's it. Thank you.
Questions? Quickly?
No, not this guy. Πες, ρε.
Has that been thought of integrating this functionality into Mac OS X? And if yes, what's your view on that?
I think all of the developers of Growl believe that Apple should have done it in the first place. I personally do. And I think there's some talk that they're going to implement it in some kind of way. And there's a question that we get asked all the time, if we're going to continue doing this. Probably yes, because it's not about Apple anymore. It's about being multi-platform. But if they want to add Growl in Lion, we're OK.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.